Let's call a thing a thing. Donald Trump is a racist. Last night felt
Donald
like
Trump can do what he tells everyone he cannot do.
I felt like I was watching a
Klan
Klan rally last night, and Donald Trump was the grand Imperial wizard, leading people in a chant telling a black woman, a member of Congress, to go home to Africa. That is racism. That is textbook racism.
Despicable, vile, and a new low. The Democrats running to face President Trump in 2020 united today, all slamming him for his rally last night, where he continued a lengthy attack on 4 Democratic congresswomen of color and stood by as supporters chanted, "Send her back."
It was despicable to stand and attack those 4 women in the way he did.
It's horrific. It's vile. It's vile. It's offensive.
This president just keeps finding new lows.
Up front now, Rob Astorino, member of President Trump's 2020 Re-elect Advisory Council, and former Clinton White House aide Keith Boykin. Thanks, guys, for being here. I got a lot to get to. Rob, how can he say that he is not happy about the chants, that he disagrees with the chants, and that he tried to stop the chants when he didn't? They got it from him.
Well, look, crowds get out of control sometimes. If you've ever been to a Rangers game, as I have, or any big auditorium, when things start, and if you've been speaking, I've spoken at big events like this, it takes a while to understand what's being said, okay? And you're also thinking ahead of what you're going to say. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt for a second, because today he did denounce it. And I have to say this too, as a supporter of the president, I don't want this. I don't want to see this again at an arena. I don't think those kind of chants are helpful in any way, shape, or form, because I think he's going to win on his own. He's going to win on the merits. But, you know, the other side, too...
I got to say, though, it's strange credulity to believe that he did not hear it and that he spoke very quickly.
Because it's not true. It's a lie. Trump started the week with the same attack on these 4 Democratic congresswomen, telling them to go back home. Then he goes to this rally in North Carolina last night, where his staff had already told everyone that he planned to gin up the argument and double down on it. He goes there. He encourages the crowd to engage in this chant. It goes on for 13 seconds. They chant at least 8 or 9 times before he ever says another word. And then after the rally, he goes out and tweets 4 different times saying what a great rally it was. It wasn't until Republicans today started condemning him that he finally retreated and said, oh, well, you know, I didn't really like that. It's a bold-faced lie.
I mean, all the reporting we have is that there are a lot of people, a lot of Republicans are saying what you just said and saying it privately, saying you've got to get around this. This can't define us. And that's what's actually changed him. That's pretty sad.
Well, look, I think I had a conversation today with one of my best friends. She's a woman who lives in Connecticut, suburban, educated, the whole thing, right? Liberal. And she said to me, I said, what do you think of this whole race, right? Who do you like? And a lot of the Democratic candidates scare the hell out of her.
What is this about? What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying she doesn't like Trump. She doesn't like his attitude or anything like that. But she may vote for him. She may vote for him because she's afraid of who the Democrats are going to put up. That's where this is what I'm saying. No, that's where the party has to go, and that's where he has to go as he goes forward campaigning.
Rob does whatever he can't. He gets in a position where he can't defend the president.
I just said earlier, Keith, you just heard me say I did not agree with it.
But you're deflecting to another issue and not holding him accountable, and that's the reason why he continues to do these things. That's the reason why he's still doing the locker. Let me finish.
He didn't apologize. He denounced it today, but nobody can accept that.
That's the reason why he's still doing the lock her up.
You saw it. I played at the top of the show. He also denounced lock her up, and it was just chanted again at his rally last month. And he took a little tour and stood around, and it's not like it's not like he didn't hear it.
So you know what? Judge him on the next time.
If there's an arena, next times do we need?
Can I just say it? Actually, forget last night. Forget last night. You can still judge him on the tweets.
He started the week with tweeting about this, Rob.
We're talking about last night, right?
I'm talking about
you're talking about last night and today. Today he said, I don't want to see that again.
Let's talk about the impact of it. If we now clearly see what his plan is for the campaign of 2020, which is a campaign of division, a campaign of us versus them, a campaign of otherism, and a campaign, if you go by his tweets, that includes racism.
Yeah.
What does that? It worked in 2016. It did not work in 2018. What is it going to do in 2020?
Well, I think in 2020 it's a little more difficult because in 2016 nobody took him seriously. He was a buffoon, he was a cartoon character, he was a clown. And so even Republicans condemned him in 2016. Lindsey Graham called him a race-baiting, xenophobic religious bigot. And Paul Ryan condemned his words for being racist in 2016. Then once he got nominated, the Republican Party decided, well, we don't really care so much about racism. We're more concerned about winning an election. I think Republicans have made their bed now with Donald Trump. They have to lie in it. And unfortunately, that means there's going to be a campaign that's going to be based on bigotry and racism.
Also not talking about the economy, which I've heard you so many times, Rob, say you wish he was. And that is the antithesis of what we are seeing right now.
Look, there's no question that he should be running on the record of the economy because he won't lose that way.
But
but one thing that I really
let me play what's happening instead.
Oh, wait, one thing.
Let me play this for you, and then you can make your point because then you can try to just answer my question.
Yeah.
Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, she just head back to her district, just landed back home in Minnesota, and this is how she was greeted at the airport. Watch this.
Ilhan! Welcome home, Ilhan! Welcome home, Ilhan! Welcome home, Ilhan!
Welcome home, Elon. Is that obviously supporters meeting her there? Now are you making her a hero? Is that what Donald Trump is doing with Ilhan Omar now?
Look, you know what? If you don't think that the squad knows what they're doing, they've been elevated to basically the top.
You don't have to say it with such disdain. I mean, we've had like the Young Guns. Everybody's got a name.
Yeah, and so we were just saying before, it's all about Donald Trump and terrible and this and that. Like the 24 Democrats running are so virtuous and they never say a bad thing.
No.
Are you kidding me?
No. You know what I am saying though? Take people on in policy. Take Ilhan Omar on policy.
Let them take him on policy.
No,
wait a minute. They called him a fascist. They called him a fascist.
She called him a fascist.
They've
Sure.
called him
You know what?
everything in the name. But that's okay because
they're
immune.
Donald Trump has a history of calling people everything in the book, first of all. He's called people racist as well. You were on here on Monday or Tuesday when we were on. You were saying if only the left would stop calling people racist, then this wouldn't happen. Well, you know what? Donald Trump called Barack Obama a racist. Donald Trump called Touré a racist. Donald Trump called Bryant Gumbel a racist. He even called the movie Django Unchained racist. Donald Trump has a history of calling people racist. You don't have a problem when he does it.
He called Nancy Pelosi racist because she called him out as a racist.
Exactly, but if the moment somebody calls the racist a racist, suddenly it's a problem. Let's call a thing a thing. Donald Trump is a racist. Last night felt like
Donald Trump can do what he tells everyone he cannot.
I felt like I was watching a Klan rally last night, and Donald Trump was the grand imperial wizard, leading people in a chant telling a black woman, a member of Congress, to go home to Africa. That is racism. That is textbook racism. It should be condemned from the halls of Congress to the White House to every person who comes on television and speaks as a political expert.
Some Republican lawmakers have, and said that made them sick to their stomach. And that's not what I see from Donald Trump. And that's not what I'm hearing from you.
Well, what I said to Keith the other night, and it's clear, that if anyone supports Donald Trump or his presidency or his policies, and if they're going to vote for him because they can't stand any of the 24 Democrats, then they, by definition of the Democratic Party now, are racist. That's where we're at. That's exactly the nexus that has been drawn. So you tell 63 million people watching right now, even those undecided, you're a racist according to the Democrats.
I'll just tell you one thing.
Of course I don't.
That's
why I'm here.
I'll tell you one final thing.
You.
What?
Keep going. Last thought.
This is supposed to be the party of Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln would be turning over his grave right now to see what Donald Trump has done to this party and what the Republicans have allowed to happen to this party. Lincoln tried to.
What about JFK? What would he think of the Democratic Party
always
today?
Trying to steal the subject and change the topic. No. Lincoln tried to appeal to the better angels of our nature. This guy only appeals to the worst demons of our disposition. Well, it's unacceptable.
It is a fact that Donald Trump is playing on division and playing on negativity and playing on us versus them. There is no question about that. And what you say,
Rob knows it too. That's what's so sad.
And Rob does.
But he won't say it because Donald Trump might be watching.
Rob has told me a million times, though, that he wishes that the president would focus on the economy. That is not what he is doing. Let us see what happens tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Out front next, the U.S.